Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about my $170,000 investment mistake. As the title suggests, hopefully this video is going to help some of you guys when you guys are investing and buying individual stocks. So back in early 2019, I started buying Tesla stocks. A coworker of mine convinced me that Tesla was going to take over the world and that I should own Tesla stock because it's going to be the next Amazon. And boy was he right. He actually owned a Model X and he told me the car was amazing. It changed the way he drove. It changed his life. Now the reason why I thought it was amazing for him was because he was driving around a 20-year-old car and his wife was driving around an 18-year-old car, and they had never bought a new car since high school. And so jumping from a 1999 all the way up to a 2018 or a 2019 Tesla Model X was going to be mind-blowing. So he wanted to convince me a little bit more, so he let me test drive his car and he told me to just floor it, and I did, and that thing was pretty smoking fast. But I wasn't that impressed, especially for the price that he paid for the car. He never told me exactly how much it cost, but simple Google shows that it's probably going to be around $100,000. Now, typically I'm not that impressed with a lot of things, but I knew that this car was probably going to hit the luxury market. I see a lot of rich people driving cars like this because of the self-driving capability and the speed that it offers, and also the luxury of being able to charge your car from home and never having to go to the gas station. So I was convinced. I started buying Tesla shares just for that fact alone. The fact that people love convenience and they love new gadgets and they love new cars. And lo and behold, I saw it over and over again. People at my company started buying Model S's for $70,000, $80,000, and they didn't even blink an eye. And they loved their Tesla. It was almost like a Tesla cult at my workplace. Now Tesla was highly volatile during this time. They were shooting up to 300, going down to 200, going down all the way to 185 even. And I own these shares at approximately $270 on average, and by the end of everything I had about 89 shares. My cost basis was around $24,000, and it tanked a couple times and it raised a couple times, and really this stock was such a roller coaster ride that it was giving me anxiety. Back in 2019, Robinhood used to alert you every time there was a 5% swing on the stock price, and so I get alerts almost every day about this Tesla stock. And you can imagine when it tanked all the way down to 185, that was a pretty big deal for me at the time because a lot of my own hard-earned cash was in there. It wasn't from a retirement account or anything like that. It was literally money pulled straight from my bank account. Now eventually the stock rose to $330 and I was feeling pretty good because I had 89 shares and I was up about $5,000. Now during this time, the new Cybertruck was just announced and I watched it on Battery Day and I thought that thing was a joke. There was no way anybody was going to buy that truck. Especially people that have owned regular Fords or Chevys are probably looking at this thing thinking, what the heck is it? So I decided I was going to sell all my stocks and take my winnings. I was up about $5,100 at the time and I just took it and ran. And so for the next couple of months, the stock started rising like crazy. The pandemic happened and Tesla was slightly affected, but it quickly rebounded to over $600 a share or even $900 a share, and people thought it was going bananas. And now as of this video, it is at $2,215. And if you do the math and subtract my $270 cost basis, it's over $170,000 that I lost by not keeping my stock. So let's go ahead and get into the investing mistakes that I learned during this whole ordeal. So the first mistake I made, and you can see from my history, I was doing a lot of short-term day trading and I was in and out, in and out, in and out constantly instead of just buying the stock for the long term. I invested in Tesla clearly to make a quick buck and never intended to hold it for long term. That was a mistake. The next mistake is I actually had no faith in the product that Tesla was creating. I actually didn't even believe this electric car thing can actually take over. I figured people didn't want to sit at a supercharger all day waiting for their battery to charge, even though it was only 20 or 30 minutes. And also I didn't believe that electric cars can actually replace ICE cars. I literally bought the stock because I knew that people were going to like this new shiny gadget and they were going to trade in all their cars and buy it. And boy was I right about that. But the problem you can see here is that I actually didn't even believe in the product. I invested in a company that I didn't even believe in. That is a huge mistake. The next mistake related to Tesla is the fact that I actually didn't even understand what Tesla was doing. This whole time everybody's been thinking that Tesla is actually a car company, but in reality they're actually an energy company. And on top of that, an energy tech company. You see Tesla getting compared a lot with Ford or Chevy or GMC, but in reality they are completely different from those companies. Those companies solely manufacture cars. Tesla actually manufactures other things as well, like the Tesla battery packs, the Tesla solar panels. Cars just happen to be one product that's related to the overall mission of the company. And if you actually study what Tesla is trying to do and you look at their mission statement, they're actually trying to replace all of the gasoline engines in the world, or at least most of them. This is why they're building battery technology, this is why they're building solar technology, and this is why they're building electric vehicles. Electricity and solar panels are highly sustainable and renewable. And if that works, that is a huge thing for the world. That's what Tesla and Elon are after. Cars just happen to be the first product that they built. They're more interested in building the Model 3s and the Model Ys. You can even see like the Model S and the Model X probably got cannibalized by the Model 3 and the Model Y. And Tesla doesn't really care because those are just stepping stones to get to the next level. So once Model 3 and Model Y become popular, that solves the consumer transportation problem. The next thing they're going to solve is the truck and the semi-truck world. But at the end of the day, Tesla is trying to supply the world with sustainable, renewable energy. If you look at the top companies in the world, you'll notice that a lot of the top companies are actually energy companies, and a lot of them are oil companies. Well guys, as they say, 2020 is hindsight. I can't really go back and rebuy my shares at $270. I wish I could, but that's life. I'm just gonna take this as a very expensive lesson and me missing out on a really big opportunity that I'm probably gonna cry about for a long time. So before you guys go and buy a stock, make sure you guys do your research, understand what the company's doing, see what the potential is for them long term, and make sure that you actually do invest in that company long term. Now I did make a little bit of money off of this, like I mentioned. I sold at around $330 a share, so I made about $5,100, but that $5,100 cost me $170,000 in gains, or 7x my money. Sometimes it takes a really big mistake like that to actually learn from them. Everybody tells you to buy long term and hold, but nobody really does it. Unless it's in a retirement account that you're not looking at, that's the only time that it's going to be buy and hold. Most of the people that are trading, I see them buying and selling all the time, or at least rebalancing their funds, and really rebalancing just means selling and buying another stock. But I will say I did rebuy Tesla at $1,400 a share. I do own 4 shares of Tesla and it has gone up to $2,200 since then, so I'm not complaining about that, but I don't plan on ever selling Tesla again. I told my wife if I ever tell her I'm going to sell Tesla or even Apple ever again, for her to slap me in the face. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button for me. It really helps the channel out a lot. Let me know down in the comments if you had a similar situation where you missed out big because you sold too early. If you're interested in investing or saving money, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more content. As always guys, have a nice day.